In this task, you'll add some data representing food deserts and will learn how to do some more sophisticated layer styling. After completing this task, you'll be able to impress your colleagues with inverted polygon shape burst fills. So here I have QGIS Desktop open with the Lab 5 QGIS document loaded. This map has only 3 of the layers used in Lab 4, and the labels for the dialysis centers have been turned off. I've gone ahead and loaded the food desert and the county boundary layers and reordered them. The 2 new layers come in with random styling, so I'll begin by opening the layer properties for the county boundaries layer. I'm on the Style tab, and I'll use one of the default symbols called land, and click OK. Next, I'll change the styling of the neighborhood diabetes layer to a more muted style that will allow the food deserts to also be shown. So I'll open the layer properties for the neighborhood diabetes layer, switch to the Style tab, and I'm going to change the color ramp to yellow, orange, brown. And I'll click Apply. The neighborhood boundaries make the map busier than it needs to be. I want to remove those boundaries, so I'm going to click this Change button, select Simple Fill, and make the outline style No Pen. I'll click OK and Apply, and this eliminates the borders for all the classes. Finally, I'll set a layer transparency of 30%. This will soften the colors and make them less saturated. With the styling complete for this layer, I'll click OK. I have no data representing the Chesapeake Bay. It's simply a white hole in the data layers. To make it blue, I could go to the Project menu and open up Project Properties, and on the General tab, make the background color blue. However, I'll show you a more powerful and sophisticated way to represent this feature. First, I'll right-click on the Maryland County boundaries and choose Duplicate from the Context menu. A second copy of the layer appears in the Layers panel. I'll drag this new layer up in the stack so that it's in between neighborhood diabetes and the Baltimore City boundary. Then I'll turn the layer on by clicking the checkbox next to it. And here I'll show you a new feature introduced at QGIS 216, the Styling Dock. I'll click this Paintbrush button in the Layers panel, and it opens up this interactive styling dock on the right-hand side. This styling dock gives you access to all the QGIS styling features, but you get to see the changes immediately on the map. So now you'll learn about inverted polygon styling, which is a way to style data outside the boundaries of a layer. It can be used to create a mask around a feature. However, here I'll use it to represent the Chesapeake Bay. So I'll choose the copied layer in the styling dock, and for the renderer, I'll change it to inverted polygons. Then I'll select Simple Fill and give it a symbol layer type of Shape Burst Fill. Then under the two-color gradient method, I'll choose the color for color number 1. I'll give it an RGB value of 225, 255, 255. This is a light blue. Color number 2 will have an RGB value of 166, 206, 227. And this is a darker blue. So now the area beyond the extent of the county boundaries, which is the equivalent of the Chesapeake Bay, is styled with a light blue to dark blue color ramp. It's also using the Shape Burst Fill style, which fills the area with a gradient based on the distance from the edge. Now under Shading Style, I'll choose Shade to a set distance, and I'll put in a value of 12. So this setting gives a little more definition to the center of the channel. You can also play with the blur strength to control how the two colors blend into one another. Finally, I'll create a shoreline. I'll click the Add Symbol Layer button. Then I'll change it from a symbol layer type of Simple Fill to Outline Simple Line. And I'll change the color for this line. I'll give it an RGB value of 31, 120, 180. This is a dark blue. You can create great effects by using composite renderers like this. So now I've symbolized the Chesapeake Bay without having a Chesapeake Bay layer using inverted polygon shape burst fills. And I'll now use a similar technique to give more visual weight to Baltimore City. So I'll duplicate the Baltimore City boundary. I'll select the duplicated copy and turn it on. Instead of single symbol, I'll choose inverted polygons. I'll select simple fill, and for the symbol layer type, choose shape burst fill. I'll again use a two-color method, with the first color having a light gray. It's RGB value 135, 135, 135. And I want to make sure the opacity is set to 100 so it's completely opaque. And I'll click OK. I'll leave the second color at white. Under shading style, I'll again choose shade to a set distance, and I'll set that distance to 4. Under layer rendering, I'll slide the transparency slider to 45%. With these settings complete, I've styled the area beyond the city limits. I used a gray to white color ramp with a distance of 4, which creates a mask around the city boundary. The layer is also semi-transparent so that you can still see the underlying data. It creates an effect where the area of interest pops off the map and receives more visual weight. The area beyond Baltimore City is underneath the white mask created by styling so that it visually falls into the background. Finally, I'll style the food deserts. I'll select the layer in the Layers panel, select the Simple Fill, and choose a fill style of no brush. This makes the polygons just have outlines. Then I'll set the border width to 0.66, and under layer rendering I'll slide the transparency slider to 15%. This will soften the outlines a bit. So the styling is now complete. I'll close the styling dock, and in the next task you'll learn how to compose a map.